If I had to rebuild my entire summer wardrobe from scratch, these are the first 9 things I would immediately repurchase. Let's be honest, summer is probably one of the hardest seasons to dress for. It's hot, it's humid, and it's just so easy to end up wearing a t-shirt and a pair of shorts and call it an outfit. And as a chronic online shopper who used to have a wardrobe full of clothes but somehow still felt like I had nothing to wear, I finally figured out which are those pieces I keep reaching for over and over again during the summer season, and today I'm breaking down each one. So if I was starting from scratch, the first thing I would go out and buy is a midi dress. I don't know how it took me so long to figure this out, but nothing beats a dress for summer. You don't have to think about matching a top with a bottom, you just throw it on, add a few accessories, and you are ready to go. I've collected a few midi dresses over the years, but I'm going to show you some recent favorites, starting with these dresses from Abercrombie. I'm actually wearing one of them today, and I believe these are called the IDYL dress, and I absolutely love them. What I love the most is the silhouette. They cinch in at the waist and then they flare out, which is extremely flattering, especially if you have a body type like mine, which is a bit more on the straighter side. And they're also made entirely from natural fibers, including the lining, which is 100% cotton. And that's surprisingly rare because most high street brands will use some sort of synthetic lining, which is not nearly as breathable. But the best part is definitely the fact that you can go bra-free in this, because they have built-in cups. And that's probably my favorite feature from these dresses, and the reason why I got 2 of them. Another recent favorite is this one from Sézane, which I added to my wardrobe a few months ago. I believe this is called the big dress, and I've been wearing it quite a lot, both casually and also to the office. And what I love about this dress is that it's made from silk, but it's a matte silk, so it feels very wearable for day to day, but it still feels kind of nice because you're wearing silk. Next on this list would be a pair of linen trousers in a neutral color, something like black or off-white. And these ones from Sézane are probably one of the hardest working pieces in my wardrobe. I've had them for a few years now. I've worn them over 50 times and they've held up incredibly well. What I love about these ones is the fit. They are high-waisted and they have a straight leg, which I find incredibly flattering. And they also go well with pretty much any of the tops that I'm going to show you later. And the linen itself is also quite nice. It's substantial enough that it's not see-through, but it's still lightweight and breathable, which is exactly what I look for in summer. Next would be a pair of tailored shorts, and this is what I reach for on those days where it's just simply too hot to wear pants, which where I live happens quite often, unfortunately, and I actually have a few pieces in this category. I have this off-white pair from Uniqlo, and then I have this black pair and this kind of like terracotta pair from Sézane, and they're all made from natural fibers, either a linen or a linen cotton blend, so they're perfect for summer. And what I love about tailored shorts is that they look a bit more polished than your regular denim short, but they're just as easy to wear. And they also go with pretty much any of the tops that I'm going to show you next, whether it's a linen shirt or a camisole or a sleeveless top. They are incredibly versatile. Moving on to accessories, I want to talk about jewelry because it's one of those things that gives an outfit that finished look. And for me, it's always been about quality over quantity. I much rather invest in a few pieces made from very high quality materials like solid gold or precious stones, rather than having a huge collection of pieces that will eventually tarnish. And that's why I'm so excited to partner with today's sponsor, IDYL. If you're not familiar, IDYL is a fine jewelry brand based in Antwerp, and what I love about them is that all of their pieces are crafted from 14 karat solid gold, so you know that they won't tarnish. And they're also designed in Antwerp, which is known as the diamond capital of the world, and they only use the top 1% of lab-grown diamonds, so you can really tell that their pieces are designed to last. But what really caught my attention is their modular concept. So instead of buying lots of separate pieces, you start with a foundation piece like a pair of diamond studs or a chain that you can wear on its own or pair with different add-ons to create different looks. And I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. So if I had to rebuild my jewelry collection from scratch, the first thing I would go out and buy is a pair of diamond studs, because it's one of those things that just goes with everything and they really never go out of style. And today I'm wearing these beautiful diamond studs from IDYL in the size medium, and honestly, I would probably wear them like this most days. But as I mentioned, if you want to change things up a bit, you can just add one of their add-ons and completely transform the look. For example, today I've paired my diamond studs with the Ono add-on, which is the circle made of 15 diamonds that catches the light beautifully. And the cool thing about this is that you can wear it on the front or behind the ear. So it almost feels like having two earrings in one. The second piece I would add would be a simple pendant necklace, because again, it's one of those things that just goes with pretty much anything. And today I'm wearing the Ada pendant from IDYL. This has a halo of diamonds surrounding a larger center stone, and as you can see, it catches the light beautifully. And what I love about it is that it's understated enough to wear with a linen shirt and a pair of shorts, but it also looks beautiful with a dress, which is exactly what I look for in everyday jewelry. So if you're looking to invest in jewelry that's actually designed to last, I highly recommend checking IDYL's website. I will leave the links to all the pieces I'm wearing in the description box down below in case you want to check them out. And thanks again, IDYL, for partnering with me on today's video. Next, I have a bag with a bit of texture, and I'm referring to something like rattan or woven leather because I think that those textures always gives a summer outfit a more interesting look. And this little rattan bag is a great example. This is probably my most worn summer bag, and not only does it go with pretty much anything in my wardrobe, but it's also incredibly durable and it barely needs any upkeep. I've actually found this on Vinted a few years ago and I've worn it over 80 times since, so I definitely recommend checking secondhand first if you're looking for a bag like this. Another great example is this woven leather bag from Bembiem that I added to my wardrobe last year. This is made from a beautiful vegetable tan leather, so it should develop a patina over time. And as you can see, this is a lot roomier than my rattan bag, so it's the one I reach for on those days when I want to carry a bit more with me. When it comes to shoes, I would go for a simple pair of tan leather sandals. And in fact, this is probably the only style of shoe I wore for the past few summers, which probably tells you how versatile it is. And when it comes to the style, I prefer to avoid anything that looks too chunky. I would rather go for something sleek with minimal detailing and preferably with no ankle strap, because I've found that that style of sandal tends to pair well with pretty much any bottom, whether it's a dress or a pair of tailored shorts or linen trousers. These sandals in particular are from the French brand Bovis, and even though it took me a while to break them in, they've now become one of my most comfortable pair of sandals. I think I've worn them over 70 times now, and as you can see, they're still looking great. Moving on to tops, I have a sleeveless bottleneck top. And these are basically my version of a classic t-shirt because they go with pretty much any bottom, but they look a little bit more elevated than your regular t-shirt. I also have quite a few pieces in this category, and some of my older pieces are from brands like Massimo Dutti or Zara, but more recently I've been loving these ones from Quince. I believe these are called the cotton cashmere tank tops, though I find the name a bit deceiving because these only have 5% of cashmere in the composition. But nonetheless, I am a fan of them. I really like the material. It's quite soft and plushy, and I also love the ribbed texture. However, they are on the thicker side, so I tend to wear them on those days where I know it's not going to be extremely hot or when I know I'm going to be indoors with AC. Of course, this wardrobe wouldn't be complete without a linen shirt. In fact, if I had to pick a summer uniform, it would probably be a linen shirt, a pair of tailored shorts, and tan leather sandals, because it's one of those outfits that makes you feel put together without feeling overdressed. I also have a few pieces in this category. I have this blue striped one, this pink striped one, and of course a classic white one. And all of these are made from natural fibers, so they're quite breathable. The blue one is made from 100% linen, and the other two are actually made from a cotton linen or a linen viscose blend, which I would actually recommend if you're looking for something that's less prone to wrinkles and that's also easier to iron. And finally, I have a silk camisole. These are honestly a year-round wardrobe staple for me, but I do feel I tend to wear them a bit more often during summer. And I actually have two in my wardrobe, and they're both from Quince. I have this black one and then this ecru one, which I've had for years now, and they held up incredibly well. And what I love about these pieces is that they go with pretty much any of the bottoms I've shown you, whether it's a pair of linen trousers or tailored shorts, they look incredible. And what I love about these camisoles in particular is that they're machine washable, so they're incredibly easy to take care of, and they're also great value. So these were the 9 categories I would start with if I had to rebuild my summer wardrobe from scratch. And from there, you can always add more colors or more variety depending on your personal style. But I feel like once you've got those basics covered, getting dressed becomes so much easier. So let me know in the comments, what would you add to this list? And thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon in my next one.